Yes, you guessed it, it's me again, John Bloodworth, Gentleman Crafter. This time I'm going to use a boy pad to create a girl card. I know, crazy, right? But it's the It's a Boy pad from first edition. And there are lots of cute patterns available here with nice soft muted tones. Now I've already gone ahead and done this bit, which was sticking a sticker to a bit of card and cutting it out. Got some die cutting to do later. Spoiler alert, I'm not going to use those stamps. And then there's the papers that I chose from the pad. I had originally chosen to use a white cardstock, but I'm going to change that. And also, the astute amongst you will notice I've got out totally the wrong layout. I'll put a picture of the correct layout here, and also I will make sure the right one goes on the blog post related to this video, where you can download it along with all of the measurements that I've used so that you can follow along and do your own thing. Now, that doesn't make any sense at all. Follow along and do your own thing. Use it as inspiration to do your own thing. That's what I meant. Anyway, brain fluff aside, I'm chopping down all of the bits to make the main layers for the card. I'm just making sure in my head that I'm going to get things right. But this is the reason I chose to change that colour, because the white was just too stark against the tones in the patterned papers. Pardon me for burping. Now I know this blue is a bit contrary to the papers that I've got, but trust me, it'll work in the end. Chopping it down to 8x6 and then scoring it in half to make a 6x4 card. For those that have been following this series along, you probably are used to this size by now. But of course, if you want to adapt this to work with other sizes, 7x5, the UK A5 or UK A6, of course, feel free. These are merely guidelines or suggestions, serving suggestions. You can adapt them to whatever you're making, really. Now the strips are going to run vertically over the papers with the baby reindeer. And I made sure to put the central one first so that I could make sure I got that lined up, and then I could evenly space out the strips that will sit either side. I really must come up with somewhere where we can share what you've made from these layouts. What would you prefer? Facebook groups? I don't really know any photo sharing sites anymore. Does Flickr still exist? Is that still a thing? Don't think Instagram does groups. Pinterest board might be useful. People can share to that on a group board. If you've got any thoughts or comments, let me know in the bit below the video on YouTube, or of course in the comments on the blog. I do read them all, and sometimes I end up going down rabbit holes from there and wasting a few hours in the evening, but I appreciate every single comment. Okay, so a fair bit of die cutting going on there. I've die cut the flower, which I know is from Sizzix. The letters are from Julie Hickey. And I'm just currently contemplating how to layer this all up. The conclusion I came to was that the lettering wasn't going to fit with that white panel behind. Now, because it's already stuck down, I would have to cut a new layer. So I did. It's only an extra little bit of card, and that's from an offcut anyway, so nothing wasted. Just to explain again, by the way, there is a set of stickers that come in this paper pad. So what I did with the little reindeer is stuck it to a piece of 160 GSM paper and then cut around the outline with a little pair of scissors. If that's a bit fiddly for you, feel free to stick that sticker directly onto a circle or a square or whatever works for you. I'm just trying to layer up the lettering now to give a drop shadow effect with the blue and the cream. Now these days, tradition would tell us that blue is for boys, pink is for girls, and yellow is somewhere in between that we don't know yet. But in the old days, blue was for girls and pink was for boys. I'm not even sure what yellow was. But I think in today's world, you can pretty much do whatever colour you like for whoever you like. Just do it, as the saying goes. Now I did notice when I put the G down for girl, the drop shadow effect on that one was slightly off compared to the rest. So I very carefully, I say carefully, I mean I basically just ripped it off, but I removed the G in the blue, cut myself a new one, and then plonked it down with some glue. There's a shock. I'm not sure it made a difference. I mean, I'm not going to go back and compare the before and after, but I felt it did at the time. Foam pads to raise this panel up, and that will help it get to the same level that the reindeer will be, thereby making a feature of both. The flower's going to get stuck. Oh, couldn't even get the words out then. Will get stuck directly to the card. And my finger's stained. I've been doing a lot of cement removal from walls recently, and a lot of digging around in the garden to get rootstocks out. So I'm thinking they look a bit brown. Maybe I've got a tan. I'm thinking they're stained. Maybe I've actually got colour in my skin. Wow. For a ginger, that's an achievement. Just a few gems to finish this off, and then I'll stop waffling. As ever, please feel free to give it a thumbs up if you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. That's it for this time. If you've enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And for more from me in the future, please remember to subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching.